Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Let me know. All right. We in business. We are in business. Peace, world, peace. Welcome or welcome back. But before I go there, wait a minute.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment something nice. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
There we go. All right. Peace, world. Peace. Welcome, 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 or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. Back live on this Saturday night, April 24th, 2021, actually. And I'm live from Los Angeles. I'd love to know where you're at. What's happening, Priscilla? Mary Blue, I saw you at the top. But yeah, if you don't mind, shout out where you at in the chat. And yeah, shout out to the chat, by the way, and anybody in the bushes and in the replay. Yes. Thank you for being here. And, just here to exchange some ideas and some thoughts. Give a little bit of commentary. Whether we agree or not, over here, we are still warrior family. Yeah. All right. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, all hell is breaking loose out here. All the things are coming to the surface. Guilty verdict seemed to set some things off. Priscilla brought to my attention that there were several tragic murders following that verdict. I believe even the same day. Now, unfortunately, you texted instead of emailed the links, and I didn't put that together until it was a little late. But I have my phone here, so I'm gonna pull up what you sent me real quick. In the meantime, hopefully all is well. Everybody's staying safe and taking care of yourselves. Okay. I found the link. I can just do the audio. I think that would work. But yeah, Donna Hill, welcome back. Rocking with the Truth, welcome back. Good to see ya. Miss Kim made it. Happy Saturday. Yeah. So I was just talking about the Chauvin verdict, guilty on all counts. We talked about this on Wednesday or Thursday, actually, but I decided to put that thumbnail up because it's going down. Things are setting off here. I'm gonna play this audio and we'll get back to it.
This criminal investigation of Derek Chauvin, looking now into an alleged incident from 2017 involving a 14-year-old boy. TJ Holmes is here with this story. Good morning, TJ.
Cecilia, good morning to you. We know Chauvin knelt on top of George Floyd for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. He allegedly knelt on top of a teenage boy for 17 minutes. The jury didn't get to hear about that, nor about a lot of the other incidents and complaints in Chauvin's personnel file. But now, even after the guilty verdicts, Chauvin's past life and behavior are under scrutiny. On the heels of that DOJ announcement of an investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department's practices as a whole, sources now tell us that the DOJ's ongoing criminal investigation of convicted murderer Derek Chauvin is also looking at a September 2017 incident involving a black teenager. The confrontation was captured by body cameras, and the video was presented to the judge in Chauvin's just concluded murder trial. That's according to the state prosecutor, Matthew Frank, who wanted to tell the jury about the case. Chauvin was dispatched to a home on a domestic dispute call between a mother and her son. After entering the home, officers told the son to lie on the ground, which he refused. Chauvin allegedly then hit the 14-year-old boy in the head so hard he needed stitches, grabbing the teen by the throat, causing him to lose consciousness and fall to the ground. Frank wrote, noting the teen's ear began bleeding, and about a minute after going to the ground, the child began repeatedly telling the officer that he could not breathe. He allegedly held the boy down with his knee for nearly 17 minutes. The U.S. Justice Department is still weighing whether to bring federal charges against Chauvin. We also have more information this morning about Chauvin's life on the force and off, despite
Sorry, y'all.
commendations and awards during his 19-year career. Chauvin was named in at least 17 complaints, including one alleging excessive force during a traffic stop. But the jury, who found Chauvin guilty on all 3 counts, was not privy to the entirety of that information. An alternate juror in the case, Lisa Christensen, is speaking out about the toll the trial took on her.
I didn't think it would affect me as much as it has. It was emotional. It was draining.
Christensen believes Chauvin is guilty and says the pulmonologist, Dr. Tobin, was a key witness for the state.
I feel like he could actually point out going through the video and saying, hey, at this instance right here is when Mr. Floyd lost his life.
We mentioned those 17 complaints against him in his file. Only one resulted in any type of action, any discipline, and those were simply letters of reprimand. We do want to mention also there's a brand new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that 60% of Americans say the country should do more to hold police accountable for mistreatment of blacks in this country. 63% say black people and other minorities do not receive equal treatment. And a reminder, Cecilia, sentencing for Chauvin is expected in June.
Okay, TJ, thanks. We're going to talk about all this right now with ABC News Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams. Dan, let's just go right there with what TJ was saying, that Chauvin had this case allegedly using his knee to hold down a teenager for nearly 17 minutes. Why wouldn't the jury have heard about a case like that?
So typically, you don't admit in what are called bad acts, prior incidents, even prior crimes against a defendant in a trial, because you want the jury to decide the case based on the evidence in front of it. You don't want them saying, well, he seems like the kind of guy who would do X, Y, or Z. Now, there are certain exceptions. If you can show, for example, that it shows it's his MO, this is the way he deals with things. If there's a specific reason related to the case, the judge did allow prosecutors to present certain limited information about Chauvin's past, but not this incident.
And you think back to the trial, you think how much of George Floyd's past, particularly his struggles with addiction, came up in that trial. But you don't hear in-depth details about Chauvin's policing history. Is that unusual? Could it come up in sentencing?
Yes, it will come up in sentencing, meaning at sentencing, you have a much bigger opportunity, a broader opportunity to present evidence about who the person is. And that's going to come in front of the judge. And I think a lot of what we're talking about is going to be heard by the judge in the context of sentencing. With regard to George Floyd, again, the judge did not allow in a lot of evidence that the defense wanted about George Floyd. But in this case, the defense was that it could have been a drug overdose. And there were drugs found in his system in this case, not that it was some other case, not that he used drugs and that therefore shows something. It was related specifically, the judge ruled, in this case, and that's why you heard some of that information about George Floyd's past drug use from the prosecution, by the way, as well, in an effort to say that this was not the cause of his death here.
Dan, thank you so much. And tonight on a 2-hour special edition of 2020, an intimate portrait of George Floyd's life told by those closest to him. That is tonight at 9.
All right. Well, I don't know if Kim, if you still there.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I had to
Oh,
leave out
okay.
and come back in.
All right, Miss Kim is here. So 17 complaints that were barely noted I mean, he had letters of complaints or whatever.
Yeah.
17 minutes on a teenager's neck with a knee to the teenager also for 17 minutes. This man is out of control. And I still feel like it's probably not all out, or maybe never coming out all together, but there's more to it. I'm texting. I'm sorry.
There's a lot more to it. It's more okay.
Uh-oh. I don't know about that connection, Kimmy. But yeah, so yeah, you're kind of in and out. I hear you. Yes, I do. I hear you.
Okay. I said I agree with you. I think it is a lot more to it. And then they said he hit that out so hard that the child had his stitches. I mean, he could have killed that young man.
He probably has killed somebody. I mean, this stuff is out of control. Yeah. They're also investigating. They're investigating the coroner also. The coroner who lied in the initial report. I actually have an article I was going to pull up, but go ahead and say that you were saying something.
I say obviously he's been out of control, but that's good. The coroner getting investigated, because I had wondered at one point was he the person of interest, you know?
Let me pull up this article. Yeah, I do hear you. And it's just been his time coming, you know, long time coming. Yeah. So they're calling him Killer Cop. This is from The Sun. Killer Cop, Derek Chauvin latest. George Floyd murderer looks sociopathic in court and still defiant on prison suicide watch, they're saying. Let's see here. A body language expert has said Derek Chauvin's behavior in court displayed signs of him being a sociopath. Patty Wood told the Mail Online that the former cop's nervous note-taking and unmasked emotions showed heightened awareness and anxiety. The expert also said Chauvin's eyes showed a clear shift from fear to anger when the jury returned its verdict of guilty. But she said his prison mugshot, in which he appeared disheveled but with his chin raised, was a clear show of defiance despite the murder conviction against him. It comes after Chauvin was placed on suicide watch in a maximum security prison as he awaits sentencing for the murder of George Floyd. The 45-year-old former cop faces maximum sentence of 75 years in jail after he was found guilty of the murder on all counts Tuesday following a 3-week trial. I think that suicide watch is that I think it's like a policy thing for certain cases.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that he is a threat on suicide. I mean, he could be. Who knows? He seemed crazy enough to, we can't predict what he's talking about or thinking. So
yeah,
let me get rid of this. Let me get back to the chat. What we got? Robin with the truth. I got to get with this. Rocking with the truth. Yeah. I would love to hear from the ex-wife. He was probably abusive. She ran as soon as it happened. Oh, yeah. She saw her exit. Yo, Mr. Cobb. Okay, let me put the link in case anybody wants to join.
Hey, Mr. Cobb, and hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Everyone that's with us tonight.
So yeah, so talking about Derek Chauvin and how now everybody's under investigation, being that guilty verdict has come down on all charges, and digging into his past, he's just a bad actor. Is that what we call him, Kim?
Yeah, he's a bad actor.
Exactly. Bad actor. So even the coroner is under investigation because he is also a bad actor, and he proved that to be true by falsifying the initial coroner report. You know, they tried to brush everything up under the rug, and had not been for the superhero Darnella Frazier, who gave us that viral video, he may have gotten away with it.
Yep.
So shout out to her again. Yeah.
Yeah. That yeah. I send her love and protection and love and light.
Wait a minute. I'm looking in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just like, what? Danielle Schmidt. Let's see. I don't even know if I should read that out loud because I don't understand it. But welcome. All right. So listen, this thing is not over. His co-defendants who just sat and watched him murder somebody as they stood just inches away and didn't do one thing, they're also going to be getting theirs. So probably going to be finding out more information, and I'm sure the information about Chauvin is not finished coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a guest.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Cobb.
Yo, world.
Be our guest. So
Be
yeah,
our
welcome.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Sorry if I'm interrupting.
Not at all. Of course not. Welcome. We got to talk offline. I don't want to put our business out there, but after this. But yes, welcome. He's here with me, y'all. He's here with me and not with me at the same time. But I'm so excited. I know. Finally. So anyway, listen, we're talking about Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, who was just found guilty on all counts of the charges for the murder of George Floyd. He didn't get a straight up murder charge. I think it was second-degree murder, and then there was a manslaughter, and there was, but guilty. And since then, there's been other murders like in the wake, like that day, actually. I think they say in a 24-hour period, like 7 murders against Black people by police, maybe in retaliation of the verdict, maybe not. But also, the information is coming out that investigations are pulling up bones with regard to his background. So we talked about the fact that there was a 17-year-old. He had his knee on him for 17 minutes. Could have killed him, like Kim said. Cobb, where'd you go?
Here trying to find the light.
Mr. Cobb got lost in the dark.
And he done found the light. We here for you. We got you.
Word.
All right.
Come to the light, Mr. Cobb.
Come to the light. So DMX had his funeral procession today. They say that he stopped all of, was it Brooklyn? Let me see.
Yonkers, Brooklyn.
Let me look that up too.
They said four major neighborhoods.
They said what?
4 major neighborhoods, like big neighborhoods. Yonkers, Brooklyn, and I forgot where else. But they said it was like four big major neighborhoods all together.
Man.
Okay, let me see. Can I pull something up real quick? When y'all send me stuff, got sent to my email. I don't even think about it till it's time to go live. I'm like, dang, I can't. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Let's pull this up. So what you think, Mr. Cobb? We had 3 legends pass away in a row for hip hop, which is unusual. Shock G being the latest, Humpty from Digital Underground.
Yeah, I mean, great losses, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing that I feel is that, like, I'm not going to say it's a wake-up call, but it's like, one, I'll say that there's a void. And even before they passed, there was a void, of the greatness that they put out there. And there's a lot of people that just need to just stop talking about it and get out there and fill those voids. You know what I mean? Because we're
Right.
gonna miss them. Absolutely, we're gonna miss them. But like, my father has this saying. He says, "My fault, your fault, and the man in the moon's fault. What you gonna do about it?" So at this point, I think it's important that we make their memories mean something, and that we really show. We don't just talk about what an inspiration that they were, but we show what their work did and how inspired we are by that, by creating more, greatness, not goodness, but greatness, man.
Right.
So that's
Yes.
sad. And then, there's the whole power of three. And I'm not going to say that
Right.
I'm completely with that. But we just got to look at stuff and, and I'll just say, fill the void. That's what I'll just end with. Just fill the void.
You was about to go down a road. I'm like, where are we going with this? I
Yeah.
hear you though. But yeah, I mean, that's how it typically does work. I mean, I hate to say out with the old, in with the new, but I mean, life has a cycle. We'll just say that. And I feel like though deaths were all young, 50, 51, I think, 57. That's young, but at the same time, we haven't seen this in hip hop yet, because we're just now seeing this play out in hip hop, because that is the age of hip hop, right? Almost, just about.
Yep. I mean, because if you look at it, like, yeah, they're in their 50s and stuff like that. And think about this. Think about how many like people that aren't in hip hop that actually, perish, at these ages and stuff like that. It does happen. It just happens to be people that are in the limelight. But think about how many people,
Right.
in your zip code that, that left and stuff. And,
Right. Yeah.
I know, like, when we lose relatives and stuff, I always talk about education. So I talk about my students, and I have students that come in and be like, man, I'm having a bad day, because I just lost my grandma, or I just lost this or that. And I'm like, I commend you for coming to school, but they didn't bury you. I was like, so we can keep it real. You got your grandma. Yes, she gone. I was like, and I'm sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? I've lost people, but it's like, I still got to go to work. I still got to go get that paper.
Oh, you one of them teachers.
I'm one of them teachers, because it's like, I still got to go in there, no matter what.
Yeah, life goes on, right?
Yeah. And I owe it to them to go into a place and be something and be somebody and try to make some type of change and
Right.
do something with their memory. And I think that's the main thing, is what's going to be their memory? What are we going to do with and about their memory?
That's an interesting take. I'm thinking, so do you feel like people might take advantage sometimes of these, people passing away for like time off work or this and that? You know what I'm saying? Just taking advantage of it.
Relatives or, close people.
I think we have a troll, Priscilla. I'm not liking what I see. But so let me just pull up this funeral. We gotta, we still giving him his flowers too. DMX gets huge send-off on New York streets before Barclays Center Public Memorial. Rapper actor DMX was remembered today at a memorial service at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. While capacity for that was restricted, thousands of New Yorkers got to glimpse his funeral procession and bid farewell as his casket was taken through the city streets. And that's typically protocol. I remember Biggie when he had his, and that was heartbreaking for me. Let's see what this video. If they're playing his music, I might just have to mute it. Let's see. Wow, look at that truck.
That's insane. Long live DMX. He deserves it like that, for real.
I'm sure it was something to be there to witness that, because that's not something you see every day. But yeah, wow. Shout out to his loved ones and to him, his soul.
Absolutely.
He's free. He's free from this place.
He's free, and his energy and his spirit is free to, as one person you can only do so much, but as a spirit, that energy can touch and reach and swaddle so many different people. So it's like, I really hope the people that were part of his send off really believe in him, and like really don't let him die. You know what I mean? Because he's only
Right.
if you allow him to leave your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this thing, side note, but related. So, in school, we're supposed to wear IDs. Like, it's basically the law for safe and secure schools. And so I start class, I do a few things or whatever. And then just randomly, I'll just fast forward one of his songs, the part when he goes, meet me outside, meet me outside, meet me
Meet me
outside.
outside.
And so I hold up my ID badge, and so the kids know it's like, if you don't have your ID, don't reach for it. Meet me outside, because that's a part of school. You're supposed to do that at all times or whatever. So it's a
Right.
little, but my principal just loves it. First, she was like, "What are you doing? Is that DMX? Are you playing DMX?" And I was like, and then she saw, like, you never come to my class and not see kids with their IDs on or whatever. Thank you, DMX, for threatening them.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can't pull off DMX at the school now.
Oh, I absolutely do. It's a new day, and you know what I'm saying. We're not rich and expensive. Huh?
You can finish Dr. Cobb. I mean, Dr. Lord have mercy, Dr. Cobb. You can finish
out there. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of it.
Mr. Cobb, I was thinking.
Ken has a way of calling things out, honestly. So hey, you never know.
You never know. So you just might be a physician.
That PhD, baby.
Yeah, the teacher, or because the reason why it slipped out like that was when you mentioned DMX playing the song. I remember when I used to sterilize the instruments for the operating rooms and deliver the OR cases, and we had a physician. He would have DMX, and then he had his own set of personalized instruments that he did ortho, so he dealt with bones like hip replacement. And I remember it was a new nurse that, their job to prep the operating room and everything, get everything ready for the physician, for the surgeon. He could not start operating. When he walks in, you got to have his DMX CD. That was at that time with CDs. You had to have his CD in there ready to play. And the nurse that was, showing her the ropes was moving so fast, she didn't let her know where the DMX CDs were at. And he had a fit. It got all over the hospital. Like they said, he had a fit. And he was like, I'm not gonna start operating until you get my DMX music in here.
Oh man.
That makes sense, because like, who has listened to a DMX song and not been able to do the most? You know what I mean? It's just something that gets in your spine.
Yeah. It was like, even I was telling my sis, I said, when he came out, I was a Tupac fanatic, and I still tell this story to this day. And only one of my childhood friends in Detroit had commented on Facebook. When he came in concert, he came 3 times, and we went and saw him every time. But this one time, this how powerful he was, especially when he spoke. Now, Detroit City is known for, we're known for even just regular nightclubs. You better leave at least 40 minutes before they let out, because shootings, fights, stuff that's gonna break out is dangerous. I've been part of it. I know about it. Well, Jay-Z there, this concert was a big concert this time. Jay-Z came that night. I think Redman, Meth Man performed. But anywho, the song that he had with DMX, we booed Jay-Z off of stage, and we demanded to have DMX come back out. And Jay-Z kind of got a little smart with Detroit people on stage. And so they were going to get him. I don't care what nobody say. I know Jay-Z ever remember. If it wasn't for DMX calmed everybody down in that arena that night. And he told us, he said a prayer, and he said that he promised us to come back, I think, in a short amount of time. And he said, we're not going to have no violence. We're not going to have no fights. We're not going to have no gunplay tonight. And when he spoke, it was silent. Like, nobody was disrespectful. And then he just was like, be respectful and give him a pass. And he patted Jay-Z on the shoulder. But it was a memorable moment. It was one man calmed that to me a city down by himself for one night. Everybody got to their cars safely. For one night, everybody made it through the lobby safely. The Cobo Hall Arena, that's where it was at, being held at. And that was something I'll never forget ever.
That's
Wow.
dope, and that's a testament to him because, like, he led a life, and he was a human being. He led a life, and
Mm-hmm.
some things weren't palatable to some people and stuff, but he still that right there. He had redeeming qualities, and that just shows the power that he had,
Yeah.
the power to unite, and that. What are
Yeah.
you doing with your talent if you don't have the power to unite? Then you're self-serving, and that's one man that,
Yeah.
like, I don't think just self-serving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's dope.
Wow. Well, it was cool to have that experience. I saw him live also. It might have been that same tour, but he was memorable for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, he deserved that parade and
Yeah.
then some. And like Cobb said, people couldn't digest some of the things, that he did, but that was his business and his life. And everybody has things that
Right.
other people can't digest, and that's their problem and not ours,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
moving on, I have to really quickly just denounce something, and I'm gonna bring this up on the screen because I just couldn't believe this bullshit. But yeah, this story right here, Caitlyn Jenner running. She did that. Caitlyn Jenner is talking about running for governor when the governor gets recalled. Well, first of all, the governor hasn't even officially been recalled, but again, I guess they know something we don't know yet. But and this has nothing to do with Caitlyn Jenner being trans, although Caitlyn Jenner being trans and being a Trump supporter, the way he was promoting Trump the way he was or she was, says that we don't want you running our state. Okay, so regardless of what y'all think of old Newsom, people mad because they were like, oh, he just was like keeping everybody locked down. Well, I kind of appreciated that, to be honest with you. So I had a different viewpoint. Excuse me. I had to say that real quick.
No, I used to live in San Francisco for a few years, and what a great vibe, I'll say. But when I lived there, Gavin Newsom was the mayor, and I saw him enact, policies, procedures, and laws that really helped the people. And I'm sure that's one of the things that get him elected. And now that I don't live in the state, I didn't even know he had become governor, but I was so proud of him because I can say that as mayor of San Francisco, he was present. He had a connection with the people. I worked at a middle school, and he was constantly at that middle school. And I just really I believe in the man's message. I believe in his ability. And he's not as young as he looks, but he's got a little youth that I think can really do something. Caitlyn Jenner, Trump supporter. I'm done.
Right. Exactly. That's all that needs to be said.
All that needs to be said.
In my opinion.
Listen,
and to be very honest, if we're going to really talk about it, if anybody going to run for governor in that family, it should be Kris Jenner, because she's the one who basically ran that family into wealthiness. So if anybody's going to run something, it should be her. Now, I'm not saying Kris Jenner for governor, but if it's going to be one or the other, I'm with Kris.
Kris or the grandmother?
Okay. The grandma, oh, yeah.
MJ tried to teach him the game.
I like the fact that my warriors in the chat are letting Matt know that my face ain't no secret, boo-boo. Ain't nobody coming here for my face. We come here for the
Think about
commentary.
something else, Matt. Think about something else. Like, that's all you can pull out of here.
That's all you got?
Okay. I can't see the chat, but what I will say is, for these newbie trolleys, please be respectful, or just bounce or stay in the bushes and be silent. We've never been on no monkey show, bug dancing, woo-ha mess over here. So keep us out of that pile of junk. Be respectful. Just listen and enjoy God is done. And I promise you, you're gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be all right. Happy
Come
Saturday
through, Kim.
evening to you, and sending you love and positive energy.
Right. Go check out A Shot of Love if you're gonna come over here and troll. Go over there and get you some God.
Now next time the Detroit little Kim gonna come out, and that ain't gonna be so nice. But I don't want this
Oh,
channel to get nasty. They be done
don't introduce
banned.
them to her, Kim.
Huh?
Don't introduce them to Detroit, Kim. They not ready.
No, they not ready. They
Old behind there. They not ready for her.
not ready for show.
They not. But you know what? Whether they're ready or not, sometimes you got to give them what they need.
Okay.
Yes.
I think they know what's up.
As DMX would say, "What y'all really want?"
Yes.
They might want it.
So, listen, I want to talk about the fact that there was a job advertisement for 80 bilingual Spanish, English, Spanish social workers needed like ASAP for the migrant children program, which it sounds like all of a sudden now they're trying to do something. I saw something also earlier about how Kamala has some type of, her book, Superheroes Are Everywhere, are in the packs, the welcoming packs for these children. So I don't know where they're welcoming them to. I mean, I don't know what's going on in detail, but I just wanted to put that out there that they were looking for all these social workers. And I would say if you are a social worker and you speak Spanish and English and have the ability to take on this task, because they said it was going to be a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour gig for a period of time. Yeah, they're overwhelmed. And I'm trying to figure out what were they doing in the meantime? I mean, I'm glad they're responding now, but my God, is it just the fact that the administration has changed? I don't know.
Yes.
Wow.
I know a few years ago, it was in 2014, and I personally knew some people that were traveling from like the Houston area to El Paso, and I think Oklahoma, maybe not Oklahoma, but El Paso, where they were having these kids. Like, this has been going on, and I'm just saddened that like, you know, now it's getting a lot more pub, and people were going out there and they were just basically babysitting the kids. You know, they give them food and water and stuff like that, and you know, watch them color and stuff. But that's all they did. And this is the thing: people made good money. Like, I know people went out there for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, and came back with like 15 racks. I'm not exaggerating, because it was 24 hours, 7 days a week and stuff, just to babysit. The caveat to that is that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that we can do is babysit them.
I don't know. I was gonna try to find the ad because they did mention how much they were getting paid. It was a lot of money too. Yeah, that's crazy.
Administration, I think it is because the administration changed. Like, they're now trying to do, you know, they need actionable information and actionable people and stuff. So, I mean, I commend them for doing that, because honestly, think about it. These are human beings, and these are people, children. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Cliche as it may sound, I believe the children are the future. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't take care of it, it don't matter where they come from. Where are we standing? You know what I'm saying? We're going to be turned to dust in a little bit, retired, broke down, or whatever it is. We need to prepare them. And again, I don't care what language they speak or where they're from. There's somebody's child, and that's our future. And they definitely need to do something about it. So kudos to the administration. I hope and I pray that it's effective, you know, and not just some smoke and mirrors thing.
Right. Well, I found that little ad. I had screenshotted it, but it's says looking for 80 bilingual social workers who want to work a 90-day contract in Long Beach, California, $35 an hour plus overtime, can make about $10K a month. You will be working 7 days a week, 12-hour days with the Migrant Children Program. $2K per diem is paid monthly, and travel and lodging is covered. Need to be able to work in the next 3 to 4 days. And this was posted yesterday. Figured out, and there's an email address here. I'm gonna put this in my description. So if anybody is able to do or to reach out to this person, if you are interested in that work, I'll put the information there because this is posted by Now Hiring California. They have a Facebook page. You can look them up
wow.
also doing that. Yeah, spread the word. If you know social workers, let them know. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there because it's like I said, that situation with those children was being brushed under the rug. And I think people were actually calling out the new administration because they were like, what's going on with these children? So now here we are, and we see that something is trying to get done, and seem like they're scrambling, but I guess as long as there's movement, right?
Right. I agree.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the Bruce family by now. Are you guys familiar with the Bruce family? I'm gonna pull up this story about them.
Not me.
Oh, you probably are once I pull this story up.
The Bruce family. Let's see.
Yes. Wait a minute. Did I pull up the wrong one? No. Okay. So the Bruce family owns some property. Why is this not staying? In Manhattan Beach, California, which is just a little south of LA, a beautiful beach town. I'll just read this. A stretch of beachfront land in Southern California was seized from a Black family 97 years ago, and it's set to be returned to their descendants. Black couple Willa and Charles Bruce purchased land on Manhattan Beach in 1912, making them among the first Black landowners in the city. But 12 years later, they were forced off their property as it was seized by the city. On Tuesday, Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to return the property to the descendants of Willa Bruce. The Bruces bought the first 2 Ocean View lots for $225,000 and $225, a property that could now be worth millions. They said the land alone is worth at least $10 million, and it's the beach property, so anything that they want to build on that beach is going to cost a grip. The Bruces, they built a resort known as Bruce's Beach to serve Black residents back then, making it one of the few beaches the Black residents could use due to segregation. The Bruces and their customers were harassed and threatened by their white neighbors, including the Ku Klux Klan, the County Board of Supervisors said in a news release. In 1924, the city of Manhattan Beach used eminent domain to force the couple off of their land and turn it into a park. Oh, the city seized the property in 1929. However, it remained vacant for decades. Following Tuesday's vote, the Los Angeles County Chief Executive Office will file a report within 60 days with a plan and timeline to return the property to the Bruce family. They better be watching and make sure they do it, because they said that they're going to do it with no strings attached, but I don't know. Let's see. Go ahead.
It sounds like they just bullied and just did some ridiculous things because it was vacant for many decades. They was just doing that to be mean and spiteful.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because the city, that happened right after they were attacked by the KKK. And then following that attack, the city came in and forced them out. Like a punishment of some sort for reporting them for attacking them. So yeah, they said that they're gonna go ahead, and so I'm curious to know there's a great grandson, I think, and I'm curious to know what their lifestyle was like prior to this happening, because this is gonna give them a whole different life, if indeed they do this like they say.
I like too, because I'm thinking if they had the means to acquire that at that rate at that time, then I'm hoping that they had resources that have been passed down through the family. I really would hope so. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Was that because everything could have been wrapped up in that land in that country club they had. So if they were forced out of it, then that would have left them in a bad way, which would have changed all their family generations. So you see how they do? Every time Black people got something, that's what would happen. Burn the city down, shoot up the people, hang them. Like, They doing too good. They showing us up. How
Mhm.
dare they?
Yep.
Wow.
They're
Because like,
educating and waking up the people.
and they doing what, Kim?
Educating and waking up the people. Can't have
Preach,
that. Can't be having.
preach.
We can't look out for
Right.
each other and wake each
And
other
show
up and
them.
educate, give past the knowledge, and have everybody seeing the truth and coming together, because we are a powerful race. Our race is so powerful. Oh man, we are geniuses. We are
Well, yeah,
brilliant, extravagant human
they don't
beings.
want that example to be out there. They don't want the whole world to
Nope.
see this Black family, thriving like that, and letting people
Yeah.
know, oh, if they could do it, we could do it. They don't want that. Can't have that.
Yeah, because clearly there was the
Mm-mm.
ability to get it done, and they got it done. And that sets precedent. And if you got that
Yeah.
as a precedent, I mean,
Right.
think about what Manhattan Beach will be today.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
You know what's funny is well, I don't know if I should tell the story. It's basically I had a job interview back when I was young, just getting into the corporate gang. And in Manhattan Beach, I think it was for the city itself. And I just remember how cold that office was, and how, like, when I walked in, it was like, are we gonna hire, huh? We letting them in here? It's that type of place.
Cold, but like
Yeah.
vibe was cold.
Oh, very. The vibe, the office, everybody there, they loved the cold weather. They loved it. I was like, it's cold in here.
But when we look back, and I'm pretty sure when we all do some digging in our history from our culture and our ancestors, they say like, oh, Black people never owned things and this and that and the third. But we come from greatness. We come from royalties and price. We kings and queens. Like, people don't know and understand. Our ancestors was born and raised on one of the part of the most purest and richest land of the earth. Africa got, it's a cure, whether it's plants or whatever, that's for any disease, virus, sickness that George Washington used to go travel over there to get all the medicine and cures and stuff, the old remedies from Africa. And he never
Well,
cured his wife, but he did all the experiments to our Black people on his plantation. But we did own things. Obviously, this is an example. Our Black people did own businesses. They did, work hard and save their money and buy property, own their homes and businesses. It just got taken away from us wrongfully, illegally, and vindictively.
and speaking of going to Africa and getting things that are, the medicines and things, you can't forget about the minerals, the diamonds, the jewels.
Yes. Yes.
Like, and then there's the elephant tusks, the animals
the ivory.
yeah, exactly. All the
And guess
riches.
what's up on the next high horizon? That's a moneymaker. The shea butter now.
That's come
Yeah,
from.
shea
Oh,
butter
okay.
is like a moneymaker. Yeah.
Well, I want to move on to India because they've been hit with the COVID. It says in 3 days they hit 1 million cases. But I want to pull that up because I have actually a large Indian market. Actually, shout out to y'all who Kim is giggling. I hear you, Kim. So yeah, I saw this article, but India coronavirus patient amid oxygen shortage and devastating case. Oxygen shortage. I mean, you remember that movie was it Fifth Dimension with Bruce Willis?
Oh, Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. No wonder I couldn't find it. I was looking up Fifth Dimension. I'm like, I can't find it nowhere. They trying to hide it. But yeah, the Fifth Element. It reminded me of that. They all the people, they had the air was, they weren't even breathing natural air, huh? They were down underneath the earth. But yeah, it says here,
Everything okay?
hospitals where COVID-19 patients were suffocating amid the world's worst coronavirus surge, as the government came under increasing criticism for what doctors said was its negligence in the face of a foreseeable public health disaster. For the third day in a row, India set a global daily record of new infections. The 346,786 confirmed cases over the past day brought India's total to more than 16 million, behind only the United States. Behind only the United States. So we're even worse, basically. The health ministry reported another 2,624 deaths in the past 24 hours, pushing India's COVID-19 fatalities to 189,544. Experts say even those figures are likely undercount. So they say the government has ramped up its efforts to get medical oxygen to the hospitals using special oxygen express trains, Air Force and trucks to transport tankers, and took measures to exempt critical oxygen supplies from customs taxes. But the crisis in the country of nearly 1.4 billion people was only deepening as overburdened hospitals shut admissions and ran out of beds and oxygen supplies. And this is them burning bodies. I mean, they said all the hospitals ran out of oxygen. They said they're running out. Like that's just a trip to me. Like, how do you run out of oxygen? Wow.
Like not expecting those numbers and stuff,
I think that.
I'm thinking.
So, go ahead. I was just
is
gonna.
Indonesia, is that close over there?
I think that's Asia. I think they're all like Asian. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Oh,
geography is definitely not my thing. Did we lose Cobb?
Indonesia.
Oh no, I just went on him.
Oh, okay.
So, I get a mix. I sometimes some of the news people title they headlines.
I'm thinking India. Gandhi, India. Gandhi.
Oh,
yeah,
but
India, South Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Asia. There you go. There we go. There's the teacher. They said babies are sick and pregnant women. They said pregnant women are dying and the babies are sick, and it's crazy. And I'm thinking they have billions of people over there. And I have read before about how they said that Bill Gates was over there experimenting with the vaccine. And they said that there have been deaths like in droves of people because of that experimentation. And I think they do that because those people are poor and there is that depopulation thing that, that agenda, that I believe in, that they try to do,
Yeah, totally.
So prayers to these people, because I can't even imagine that life. Like, just, can you imagine? Like, and it's just crazy.
That is a lot.
People don't have a heart.
What do you say about the heart?
I don't know how people don't have a heart. Like, where's your, are you human? But Bill Gates does have enough, you go over there, you do another human being like that. Who gives you that right and power? Like, how do you make that choice? How do you sleep at night? You're the cause of this.
Yep. Heart.
He sleeps at night on his pillowcase full of cash.
I'm gonna say this. For what it's worth, like with the situation that we have with our cases over here, and one thing I don't hear enough of is, and you know what, it makes me wonder like how much faith people have. Not us right here, but it's like I don't hear enough calling on God. You know what I mean? And I know not everyone believes in that, and everyone has their right to do it and stuff. And
right.
I just feel like even I've gone to church or whatever and Bible study, and I've talked with different people and stuff, and babe, I'm ready to pray at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that we need to just, whatever the faith is, we really need to send. I can't send them no vaccine, and I can't send them no money, but I can send them energy, and I can send them prayers, and I can send them positive and stuff. And I think like there needs to be a resurgence of that, of us thinking about people, because like Miss Kim said, and you're right, where's your heart? These are human beings, and the funny part is that these are numbers, and it's hard to put a face with numbers.
Yeah.
And when you're just a number, you can easily just be done away with. Why? Because you're just a number. But when we tell these people's stories, we can draw faces on them, and like they say, if you've been captured by somebody or whatever, held hostage, tell them your story. Tell them your name. Tell them how many children you have. Tell them you're the youngest of 6 or something like that, your mother's name and stuff. Let them see you as a human being. And that's what I think about the news, is they're calling these people their numbers. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear more about the stories of the people and like really make us feel for them, because that's why people ain't praying as much for them and sending them energy, because it's just it's a faceless number.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense, but I'm just
it makes sense to me. It totally makes sense. I was telling God is dying about it was ended up being investigated in Detroit. I know it's probably all over worldwide, but when I was a phlebotomist, I was told don't let a physician ask you draw up an extra tube of blood and he tells you don't label it, don't put nothing on it. And that means because they have labs in their privacy of their home and they do experiments, and they look at some patients as a science project, like you said, a number. Text, like you're just a project to them. And you have some nurses and you have respiratory therapists, you have a lot of people in the medical field just there for that check or for an experiment. When they go home, they're swapping it out, information and ideas, and also trying to sneak and bring it to work. It'd be like a whole group society of them. And they raided a lot of the physicians' home in Detroit, Michigan, and found a lot of things going on. They were trying to make fake blood, some kind of medication if you cold on the operating table to bring you back. Like it was something. And you could tell when it's a physician that's just there for either the money, or they don't have no God in them. Because I think when we have a heart and we feel and it bothers us and it affects us and we have emotions, I think that's because we have God in us. That's God's love. Animals even love. Animals even take a chance to give somebody a benefit of the doubt and help each other out. I mean, you see an elephant help a lion out across the river, or a baby cub, like in a minute. And that cub might grow up and try to attack one of the babies. But it's just ridiculous, and I've seen physicians' bedside manners be so rude and disrespectful. And that's only because I don't know if they're in their mind and it's not me, it's never gonna be me laying here or whatever, but those are dangerous people.
You better preach, Kim. You better.
Okay. Oh, I want to welcome back Miss Della and Robert. I don't know if I said
Miss Della. Miss Della.
Robert Millington is back.
Yes, welcome, Robert.
So y'all know I'll be talking about this vaccine now every live. Now we have our Mr. Cobb here who's fully vaccinated. All right, Miss Della, you should be proud.
Oh, Mr. Cobb.
Well, he's in Texas where they're wide open out there. You got to protect yourself by all means necessary. And he's a teacher, so.
Well, thank God that you had to put God was in the syringe. You're here to say.
But yeah, so now they're saying that they're asking this question in the news. They're thinking the scientists are putting their heads together and they're saying, can COVID vaccine help us cure HIV and cancer? They're saying scientists believe groundbreaking mRNA technology behind the shot could unlock treatments for other deadly diseases. So what do y'all think about the possibility that this vaccine could cure cancer and HIV?
If it does, I think they've been had it. I've been a firm believer they've been had a cure. They created it and they had a cure for it.
Yeah.
That just
Donna,
not want to openly, publicly say something.
Donna says she's vaccinated too. All right, Donna. Are you in? I think she's in Texas too. I think.
Because
Correct me if
back
I'm
in
wrong.
the
Or
back
Ohio.
in the back
Go
in the
ahead. I'm
day,
sorry.
the money was right. You could be back tight, you know. Mm-hmm.
Like Magic Johnson, you mean?
Yes, and Oprah, and allegedly Oprah at one point. I believe those rumors was true.
That she had AIDS and got cured?
Or HIV, or came close, something in that nature of that family
I never heard
somewhere.
that one.
She got something, or either she was the one that guided him or put him up on game, like maybe, or helped him financially. It was something she tied in that factor some kind of way. She had knowledge about it, or it was
Well,
something
she got
about
knowledge.
that.
I think Oprah got knowledge about everything. I
Yeah,
really do. But this
I
article
bet
it
you
says
she'll kill Tyler Perry.
that's her boy.
Yeah,
It says, according to a new report from Inverse, scientists are experimenting with the technology that helped develop the coronavirus vaccine as a way to treat terminal illnesses. The COVID vaccine was discovered by hacking the body's genetic blueprints, something that researchers believe can be used further to develop vaccines for cancer and HIV. They said traditional vaccines use a dead or inactivated virus to teach the immune system to recognize the invader in future and destroy it. The multiple types of COVID-19 vaccines being used in different countries all train the body to recognize the new coronavirus, mostly the spike protein that coats it. So they did a whole new wave when they did this. And it's not even, it's a what they say, a rDNA or MR. I don't know, already messed that up. But
it's okay.
mRNA technology. It's technology. And they hack your DNA to get the blueprint of your DNA. All the secrets of your whole existence are in there. But let me just put that to the side. But yeah, so the Pfizer, I guess they've approved the Johnson & Johnson to continue moving forward, even though those blood clot things are still happening and some other stuff. And the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines, they're still going strong. So, and I think there's even a new one. There's these new strains that, is the reason that this, if you're vaccinated, like Cobb, do you have, which one, if you don't mind sharing, did you get of the three?
Johnson & Johnson.
You did?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Well, regardless, the Pfizer, they said you are gonna get a third probably, and it's gonna be annual. Did they tell you if yours will have to be annual?
No, they said wait for updates. They would update us. Anything further we'd have to do, if anything.
So you're on standby, basically.
Yeah.
They're basically like waits for the updates, and we see how this plays out, and we'll get back to you. Oh Lord, I'm praying for all y'all. I truly am.
Well, that's one. Like I remember, I talked to you today. I was going to go get my vaccination, and I tell everybody, the same thing. It's like, it's controversy and stuff out there. My main thing is peace of mind. I work in the public with kids, kids they carry some stuff. And I have a mom with a compromised immune system. And, peace of mind is everything. They could have shot me up with water, but I just feel mentally, I'm okay and I'm better. And, once you get your mind set on something, the mind is more powerful than anything. And I feel like even for some people that just knowing that you've gotten vaccinated, you're confident that you're not going to get sick or whatever. And that mindset is what's going to help you, regardless of what the vaccine does, that mindset is going to help you fight off anything that you have. You know what I mean? Because you purpose that. And plus, I lean on the Most High. I prayed on it. And I said that if it was not meant for me to get that vaccine, then he's going to turn my truck around and I will not go get that vaccine.
He's going to turn it around or turn it over, one of the two.
Turned around. And then I also feel like, whatever happens, whether I get coronavirus or whether the vaccine destroys me, I'm not leaving here by man's hand. I'm leaving here when God sees it fit for me to leave here. And I believe in that 110%. 100%. And but the peace of mind, I can tell you, like I feel healthier after the vaccine, and I really do mean that because of the peace of mind. You know, I'm not.
Mhm.
You know, you can get yourself sick over worry, you know, and stress.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Because somebody else could get the vaccine and be like, "Oh my God, it's killing me." You know what I mean? Like they could have a totally different mindset about it and a reaction, and it
yeah,
will affect you.
yes, and
Right.
yeah. So I feel more at peace and stuff. You know, I do feel more fatigued. I cannot lie, and I would like to hear if other people had that, but I've been so fatigued since I've gotten the
I've
vaccine,
heard that. Yeah, I've
and
heard that. I've heard people say that.
yeah, and I'm just a person that like sleep is a drug for me. It is the best drug. It's my crack, and I just feel like I can never get enough sleep. I'm also busier than a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest. So it's like I have to find time to sleep, and whenever I get some, I want some more. And so with this, I can't get enough sleep. I'm always ready to go to sleep.
Okay. I was asleep right before we went live. But yeah, so but I think that's a good note to end this on. You know, stay true to yourself and have, you know, keep your faith in your, you know, whatever it is. Everybody has different beliefs, but hopefully your most high and a good one, one that's for you and wants you to thrive and be safe and have a great life, you know. So
Hey,
speaking of that, join me tomorrow for Shot of Love in the morning, 10:40 a.m. Pacific. Just about a 10-minute or so, you know, a little motivation, a little of this talk, honestly. And yeah, just a feel good, a little shot, basically. Shot in the ass.
not an ass.
So thank you, Miss Kim, for joining, and Mr. Cobb. I'm gonna end this here. I appreciate everybody who was in the chat and the little bushes and the replay. Leave me a comment. Let me know you stopped by. Shout out to the trolls. Let me know, you know, because what they say, you ain't doing nothing until you got haters, right? So hate
Right.
away.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
You to me tonight.
No,
Peace.
no problem. Thank you.